Okay, I'm going to go through this quick and just kind of give you a little bit of background on why we're studying marketing, the marketing functions, and kind of get you ready for the next assignment. So, why do we study marketing? Where does it take place? The one thing with marketing, I asked you guys, what did you guys think of when you hear marketing? And a lot of you guys put a lot of different things, but a lot of it was selling, advertising, things like that. And you're right, that's part of marketing. And that's initially what marketing was. But marketing has evolved to include all of our 9 functions, and most successful businesses are businesses who will look at all 9 of those and put those into work for their company. And we'll talk more a little bit about that as we go through this and then as we move on. But anyway, that's sort of been the change. It's went from just basically promoting, selling, saying, hey, we've got this product here, come and get it, versus now we talk about planning, product and service management, all the different functions, and I'll kind of go through and give some more examples of those. So where does marketing take place, and then what type of businesses use marketing? Marketing's taking place everywhere. We don't see every single function. We don't see product and service management. We don't see market information management when they're doing the behind the scenes things. We're not seeing that, but we're seeing promotion, we're seeing the selling part of it, that kind of stuff. So some of it's we're not going to see, and some of it we will, but it's all taking place if it's a good business using all the different functions. And what types of businesses use marketing? Well, we've got some businesses, and I'm not going to go through every single one of these, that are involved directly in marketing. So just think about what some of the marketing functions are. Advertising advertising agencies, obviously promotion right there, marketing research firms. I mean, there's specifically places that's what they do, and some businesses do it for themselves, but others will reach out to these firms that are doing research. Import, export, that could be distribution, that could be selling. Freight companies, obviously distribution. Finance and credit, there's going to be finance right there. Telemarketers, they're selling. All right, so these are all businesses that are directly involved in marketing. And then you're going to go through businesses with major marketing activities. Okay, so obviously retailers, manufacturers, these places are going to use all 9 functions if they're going to be successful. These are just examples of businesses with major marketing activities. Okay, and again, I'm not going to talk about each one, but you can see those. And then businesses that have some limited role in marketing, this doesn't mean that they don't use it, but they're providing maybe some help. But anyway, law offices will help businesses when they're doing some of their marketing planning, making sure that they're meeting the laws and stuff like that. Accounting firms or finance, government agencies, there's different agencies that will help out. So anyway, these are just some businesses with limited marketing roles. All right, we'll go through there. And so then, what is marketing? Okay, so we've talked about the marketing functions, and we've got market planning, okay, and that's basically where you identify and understand the markets a company wants to serve and develop effective marketing strategies for each market. So you've got to know who you're selling to, who's your market that you want to reach, and you need to make sure you can identify that, and then make sure you have the products to be able to get it to those people. So that's market planning, is basically figuring out who you want to sell your products to. Product and service management is just businesses. This is design and development. This is so important because if you can't keep up with people's demands, their wants, you're not going to be able to stay in business. And just think about, you can use the cell phone as an example. Think about how a cell phone started into where we are now. And if there's a company that's still selling some of those original phones, they're obviously probably not in business. So you got to think in terms of that. Distribution, and some of you guys, again, from your assignments, I checked through your assignments. Some of you guys might want to watch this and go back to that assignment, or are kind of not understanding maybe some of the of what I was asking. I wanted specific examples on that last assignment that we had. So distribution is, how do you get it to where you want it to go? And then also, where is it going to be located? Where are you going to set up your companies at? Are you going to be near your competition? Stuff like that. Are you going to have online? Those are the different things. So distribution is how you get it to where you want it to be, and then where is it going to be on the shelves? How can you work with the stores like that? So distribution. Pricing is making sure that you can establish and then communicate the value of your product. But at the same token, or at the same time, you need to know, what are your competitors selling for? What are people willing to pay for your thing? You may think it's worth $100, but nobody's willing to pay that much, and so you may have to bring the price down. So pricing is just establishing, communicating the value of your products. Promotion then obviously is going to be communicating information to your prospective customers, and this is going to be advertising and other promotional methods to encourage them to buy your product. So it could be billboards, it can be flyers in the mail, commercials, promotion. How do you get the word out of what you've got? Selling, I mentioned this earlier, it's a direct personal selling. So maybe it's a phone call. Maybe somebody came in and looked at something, and then you follow up. Car salesmen are obviously selling. They're direct personal communications. If I come into a store, that's why stores have people that will come up and say, hey, can I help you? All right, so that's selling. Market information management, that's just getting information, finding out what's good about our store, what's bad about our store or our products, and then making sure that we're working to improve those so that we can make sure we're meeting our customers' demands. Financing is, budgeting, making sure again that you're getting financial assistance, and then risk management is just providing security for your products, workers, customers, that kind of thing. And just real quick here, I want to go through just a couple examples, and maybe this will help some of you who didn't get your assignment done. So for instance, I'm just going to read a couple examples. Apple used product service management by combining the technology used in the iPod, iPhone, and MacBook to produce the iPad. So they took some of their different products and made it into one. So that's product service management. Redbox changed distribution by having their little kiosks right outside of stores, and now you can go up to them and get a video. I don't know how many of you have ever used a Redbox. So it basically redefined how we get movies to watch. Also Netflix, I believe you can order movies from Netflix, or maybe there's an online subscription. I feel like it's Netflix. But anyway, distribution. How are you getting your product to your customers? Personal selling, obviously I use that as, I've already kind of talked about that one. Market information management, a lot of ways, or this is just one way, that the UPC codes that are on products, when those get scanned, there's actually information in those codes. And so like I know, and I'll probably use this example, I worked for PetSmart. When you scan that, you find out what products are being sold. You can find out a lot of different information with that. That helps PetSmart know what products are being sold and which aren't. Maybe if things go on sale, which were good or bad, different things like that. So that's just one way. Obviously, some of you guys put, there was other things out there, but that's just an example of market information management. Surveys, a lot of you guys put that, but how you're finding out information. Pricing, just different incentives, can be sales, okay? That can be something. Your pricing, though, has to be work that you can still make money, but there are going to be times when you have sales that you're actually going to lose money on some products, and that's something that you would obviously when you're making the decisions on what you're pricing, you know that you're going to take a hit on some things, but hopefully you're making up for it in others. So that's just kind of how pricing works a little bit. Just as one example. Obviously promotion, there's 100 different examples of that. I think you guys are probably pretty good with promotion. And then financing, an example of financing would be, and I'm just going to kind of click through here. I already talked about some of those, but I forgot to click. Financing would be an example is if a car dealer had their own financing. I know I got a car, I think it was when I got my Chevy Cruze, I actually did the financing right there at the car dealership. They did it for me, and because they had their own financing department. So that is a way that they can help versus sending me to a bank, getting a loan, and coming back. So anyway, those are just some simple examples of marketing functions. So if you haven't finished your assignment, you may want to listen to this, and that can go back. And then just the last thing, and companies use marketing functions, obviously, okay? And then defining marketing. Marketing is the creation and maintenance of satisfying exchange relations. Basically, you have to create that relationship with your customers and by having products that they want. And then the biggest part of it is once you've created that, it's maintaining that exchange relationship. That's where you have something that they want to buy and they're willing to pay money for it. And so to me, that's the biggest thing, that maintenance of satisfying the exchange relationships. You can have products, but you've got to make sure that you're developing new things, that you're staying up with trends, things like that, so that you can continually make sure you're satisfying your customers, and then you can keep that relationship where you know they'll keep coming back to your business for your products. All right. So this is what has changed, is that in the beginning, marketing just basically, businesses just made products. They didn't really worry about what people needed. They just said, hey, I've got this idea, I'm going to produce this, and they just hoped that people would buy it. And that's basically where it's changed, is now a lot of times before you start, you should find out, what do people want? Oh, I want to go into business. What do people want? And then you can make a product or service that will meet those needs, and now hopefully you can then now go into the step where you've got them coming in because you've created something they want, and now you can maintain that relationship. All right, so I'm not going to ramble on anymore, but hopefully this just kind of gives you an outline of this very first part of marketing. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and then we will have an assignment.